Hello everyone, this is Dragonold and welcome to another episode of How to Build Hogwarts in Minecraft. And today it is episode 26 and I believe this is going to be one of the last few episodes of the main exterior series. I think this will be the second last episode, so today we will of course build the viaduct and this area around here, and then next episode we'll basically do everything I've forgotten. So basically, the balcony around the Great Hall, and the stone bridge over there, and the astronomy tower courtyard. And that is basically it for the main core tutorial. And then of course I will do interior and then some landscaping, and we can sort of consider them as sort of extension tutorials. Basically, the owlery over there, then of course, maybe some greenhouses, the greenhouse dome, anything around it that's not really core Hogwarts but is still part of Hogwarts. I may do tutorials on them, and so let me know down in the comments any areas you do want me to do. But yeah, so make sure to subscribe to be notified of those when I do upload them, and of course comment down below what areas you do want me to do outside of the main core Hogwarts. But anyway, without further ado, let's get straight into building the viaduct. And so the first thing we need to do is just fill in all of these foundations with cut sandstone to mark off the start of the viaduct, the end, and of course the viaduct over here. And then of course we will also add on this area around here. And so come down to your foundation level, which is of course this cut sandstone layer, and it should be at the same level as where your courtyard floor is, and at the same level as where your quad floor is. If it isn't, don't worry, you can easily just build a simple staircase to get everything down to the same level. And so what we're going to do is very simply just go ahead and fill this entire area in with cut sandstone. Very simply, just filling everything in. Basically, just everything within the lines. It's, very simple, build up within the lines technique. And so we're just going to go ahead and fill in our foundations with cut sandstone. And so let's just go ahead and do that. And there we go, that will go on just like this. So very simply, just filling in all of the foundations with cut sandstone. Of course, coming down all the way into here, into sort of nook area over here. And of course, coming all the way across and then into the quad through the archway here. And if you have them like me, everything should be at the same height. Of course, don't worry. For example, say the quad is just, one block too high. You can very simply just create a very simple smooth staircase or ramp with some slabs. Very simply, it is not the end of the world, and it should also be the same height as the viaduct courtyard floor right here. And since they are the same height, we can very simply just smash out these 4 blocks to create an archway into the viaduct courtyard from the viaduct. And so the next thing we're going to do is just come along here and just build on a line of cut sandstone going all the way across, and then coming back down here as well, going all the way down, just like so. And then coming down in a diagonal on top of all of these blocks, going down here, just like so. And then once you come to here, just turning this way and then coming all the way down until we do come to this sort of entrance area into the viaduct. And very simply just keep going and come all the way across and then come to a stop just there, just like that. And do the exact same thing over here and then going all the way down until we do come in line with the courtyard just there. And that will go on just like that. And then the exact same thing at this entrance area over here. Very simply just a line of cut sandstone going all the way across, just like so, until we do come to the viaduct just there. And then the exact same thing on the other side, going all the way across, just like so, until we do, of course, come back to there, just like that. And then if we do return to over here, we're going to add on some very simple battlements onto these walls over here. And so first of all, just place on a block here, and then leaving alternate blocks, just go ahead and place on some battlements just like that, and then the exact same thing on the other side, going across and just leaving alternate blocks to create a line of battlements going all the way across, very simply, just like so, and then keep on going all the way down, going further across, and of course leaving 1 block gap between all these battlements, going all the way down, just like so. And of course going around the corner, just like that, and you can of course just place in a block just there to make it look nice and smooth, and then keep going, leaving 1 block gap in between all of them, and that will go on just like that. And so I think it is now time we work on the core viaduct itself. And so the first thing we're going to do is work on the upper walkway going all the way into the east wing, and my gosh, that is a splendid sight. And the best thing about the viaduct is that it doesn't really matter if yours is at a different angle than mine, since basically we're going to be building the exact same design, just sort of like skewed across. And you'll see how this works later in the video. But basically, you know, we've got some archways going all the way over the viaduct, just like so. And so if your viaduct was straight, they would look like this. And then if it is at an angle, you can do the exact same pattern, just like so. And it does still work just like that if it is at a different angle, just like so. And so you'll see that later in the video once you do begin to add on the archways. And so yeah, just in case your viaduct is at a different angle and the grading of blocks is not the same, don't worry about it, it will not affect it at all. And so the first thing I'm going to do is place in a cut sandstone block right there, and then place in 2 sandstone walls going across just like that, and then another block just there. And then come across 1, 2, 3 sandstone walls and then a block just here. And so the reason going across 3 is so that if we do look at this angle, there are still 2 going across just like this. And this is an example of where it doesn't matter the gradient of your viaduct, since of course if your viaduct was straight, you'll very simply just go ahead and place in 1 here and then 2 walls, and then 1 here and then 2 walls and then 1 here. And since it is at an angle, we'll simply place in another wall here to compensate for that shift in angle. I hope that makes sense, and I hope it does make it easier if your angle is not exactly the same. And then once again, 2 walls and then a block, and then 2 walls and then a block. And then since of course this is at a different gradient, place in another block just there, and then 2 walls and then a block, and then 2 walls and then a block, and then once again another block just there, and then 2 walls and then a block, and then 2 walls and then a block. And then keeping the same pattern once again, 3 walls just there to create that 2 wall there, and then a block, and then 2 walls and then a block, and then once again 3 walls there to create that sort of 2 long wide area along here, and then of course 2 walls and then a block, and then once again those 3 walls in there to create a sort of 2 long area at this angle here, and then a block, and then 2 walls and then a block, and then 2 walls and then a block here, and then once again a block just there, and then 2 walls and then a block at the end, just like that. And so basically from this angle, looking at it face on, it should appear as if there are always 1 block and then 2 walls and then 1 block and then 2 walls and then 1 block and then 2 walls, etc., going all the way across. I hope that did make sense. And then very simply, we need to do the exact same thing on the other side. So once again, 1 block here and then 2 walls and then a block, and then of course once again those 3 walls going across there, just like that, and then a block, and then 2 walls and then a block, and hopefully everything should, you know, be in line with the other side, just like so. And then 2 walls and then another wall there, so it does linking with this block right there, just like that, and then 2 walls and then a block, and then 2 walls and then another wall here, and then a block, just like that, once again to keep that 2 1 2 1 pattern, just like so. And then 1 block here and then 2 walls, and then 1 block there and then 2 walls, then 1 block, and then 3 walls this time to create that sort of 2 wide area just there, and then a block, 2 walls, a block, 3 walls this time, a block, 2 walls, a block, 3 walls this time, and then a block, and then of course 2 walls and then a block, just like that. And I hope that did make sense. If yours is the exact same as mine, it will look just like this. Of course if it's not, just make sure that from the side it does look like it's just 2 walls, a block, 2 walls, a block, etc., and that it is the same on both sides, which will help when we do add some arches and lanterns. And then very simply across the top, just go ahead and place in a line of cut sandstone slabs going all the way across on top of all of these walls and blocks, going all the way across the viaduct, just like so, going all the way to the end, and it will end on the last block of the viaduct, just like that. And then actually place that with a cut sandstone block just there, since we will place a lantern on top of this one just here, and then the exact same thing on the other side, so 1 block here, and then of course going across the entire width of the viaduct with some cut sandstone slabs, just like so. And there we go, that will look just like this. And then what we're going to do is grab ourselves some nether brick fences and then some lanterns. However, if you are playing on 1.16, you might want to use some blackstone walls, since these should be black, but I'm in 1.14 and so I don't really have any black fence posts, so you can use blackstone walls if you want. And so place in a fence or a blackstone wall just here, and then place on a lantern on top, just like that. And then we can go ahead and place on lanterns all the way down the viaduct. And so basically skip 1 pillar over here and then come to the next one, and then place in 2 fences and then a lantern on top, just like that. And then once again skip 1 and then come to the next one and place in 2 fences and the lantern, just like that. And then just repeat this pattern all the way down the viaduct, making sure to build all these lanterns on every other pillar. So another one here, skipping this one, and then another one here, going all the way down the viaduct. And so once again, another one right here, just there, and then another one just here, just like that, and then another one just here, just there, just like that, and then there should be a final one right here, where once again, just like the other side, we'll place in a block there, and then one fence, and then a lantern on top, just like that. And that will look just like that. And then very simply, all we need to do is just copy this across onto the other side. So very simply, just placing on the lanterns on the opposite side of the viaduct. So another one here, and then another one right here, just like that, going all the way down the rest of the viaduct. And those lanterns will go on just like that. And so it is now time to build on the arches below. And of course, before I do add any arches, if your Hogwarts is just lying on the floor, there is no point digging down and adding in these arches. They're there to support the bridge, and if your bridge is just lying on the floor, there's no point digging underground to add them. And so only add these arches if your Hogwarts is of course above the ground and has room for landscape below. And so the first thing we're going to do is come down 6 blocks beneath this first pillar of the viaduct, which is this one right here next to the viaduct entrance. And so come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just like that, and then come across to the next pillar, which is this one right here, and then come down another 6 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just like that. And then come across and fill in the bottom 3 layers, just like that. And then grab ourselves some sandstone stairs, and then very simply build a very simple archway, just like that. And then what we can do is come across to the next one and come down 6 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then once again place in an archway just there, just like that. And this is once again where it does demonstrate that it does not matter which angle your viaduct is at, and so this archway can be built anywhere. It could have been built in line with here, it could have been built 1 block this way or 1 block this way. It does not matter. As you can see from this angle, it looks perfectly fine. And then of course just fill in the bottom 3 layers, just like that. And so all we need to do is just repeat this below every single pillar. So once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just there, and then fill in the bottom 3 layers, just like so, just like that, and then once again, add in an archway, just like that. And then here's an example where it's over a sort of L shape right here, and so very simply come to here, and then build down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so a rule of thumb is for these middle blocks, is to just go in line with whatever is above you. And so since the viaduct goes right here, place in your 3 blocks here, and then since it is 1 block out, place in your other 3 blocks just there. So making sure to stay in line with the viaduct. I hope that did make sense. If it didn't, then you can ask questions in my Discord server and I'll try my best to help you out. And then again, once again, create the archway just like that, using 2 upside down sandstone stairs. And once again, if you do look further away, it does look like a perfectly straight line going across the map. And then once again, another one going all the way down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And since the viaduct is of course straight above, we just go ahead and go across straight, just like that. And then once again, an archway, nice and simple, just like that. And then come across to the next pillar, and then come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just like that. And then once again, since it is an L shape, just follow the shape of the viaduct. So place in your bottom few beneath this block here, and the next few below this block here, just like that, making sure to stay in line with the viaduct. And then once again, adding in your sandstone stairs, just like that. And so all you want to do is to repeat this pattern going all the way down the viaduct. And so there'll be another archway there, there'll be another archway here, just like so, and this is another example. So very simply come across and place in your 3 blocks just there, of course in line with the viaduct above, just like that, and then once again just place in your archway below, just like that. And so very simply just continue this pattern going all the way along, with archways beneath each of these pillars going all the way along the viaduct. And those will go on just like that. Of course, if we do look at it from this angle right here, they of course are all equally spaced out. And then very simply, all you need to do is repeat the same thing on the other side. So once again, coming down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks, and then coming across to the next pillar, and then once again coming 6 blocks down, just like that, and of course fill in the bottom 3 layers just there, and then once again add in the archway just like that. And then just repeat this pattern, of course, once again going all the way down this side of the viaduct, of course keeping to the same pattern and technique we used on the other side, just like so. And so once again sticking to the shape of the viaduct above, so once again this one in line with that one, and then this one in line with that one on top just there, and then once again the archway on top, just like that. And so just repeat this for the rest of the viaduct. And so that other side will go on just like this. Of course, once again, keeping in line with all the other archways on the other side, creating a very nice straight pattern going all the way across. And so the next thing we need to do is just add on the large archways on beneath. But first, the first thing we are going to do is just add in a floor going all the way across inside the viaduct at the bottom, just here, going across all the way down there, just before we do add on the large archways, simply because this is actually a walkway going across here on the viaduct, if you don't know that. And so just go ahead and add this floor going all the way across down to the end of the viaduct, and that's go on very simply just like that. And so time for the large archways. And so the first thing you're going to do is come down to the first little archway right here, and then very simply go ahead and place in a strip of cut sandstone right here going across below the right block of this archway, and then another one below the left archway. And in this case, since this is straight, it will just be a straight 2x5 area just like that. And then you can go ahead and extend this down however far you want, since the viaducts will, just go as far down as it needs to be. But in this tutorial, let's go ahead and just go down another 9 blocks, so that it is 10 blocks in height. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But of course, you can bring it down however much as you want, just like so. And that will look just like that. And then skip one small archway and then go to the next one right here. And then once again, just add on that strip going across beneath, just like this, going all the way across, just there. And then once again, bring this down however much as you want. Of course, in this tutorial, we'll just go down 10 blocks to make it easier. And of course, it does give you an idea of what it should look like. And so of course, just bring it down however much as you want it to. And that's go on just like that. And then once again, skip one archway and then go on to the next one right here. And then once again, add in your strip of cut sandstone beneath this one, just like that. And all you will need to do is just repeat this pattern until you do come to the end. And if you do have an example of an archway which is split over 2 blocks, for example, this one right here where it is split over these 2 different lengths of blocks right here, very simply just build a strip going across here, just like that, and then another one going across just like that, and then just bring that down as far as you want. Of course, once again, that just conserves the straight pattern going all the way across, and then just bring it down as much as you want. And so all you will need to do is just repeat this pattern of a pillar and then skipping an archway and then another pillar beneath the next one, and then skipping an archway and then another pillar beneath the next one, and just repeat that for the entire viaduct. Of course, bring these down as much as you wish. And there we go, that is what my one looks like. Of course, with my long pillars beneath every other archway going as far as I want them. Of course, only 10 blocks in this tutorial, and so there should be a 4 block gap in between each one, which is perfectly fine, and then we will just add on some stairs to smoothen it off. But before we do that, I would also recommend stretching these sort of entrance circles all the way down to the same height as well. And so if we do come to this one right here, let's just bring it down the same amount of blocks as down there. So we just bring this down all the way down, just like that, and it very simply just creates that final archway just there. And so let's go ahead and bring this down on this sort of circle area right here. Of course, it doesn't have to go and extend all the way into here, since of course, once we do add landscape, it will start to cover it all up. But just for now, as an easy measure, just go ahead and bring this down all the way, just like that. And then of course, on the inside as well, so these 4 blocks going across, just going all the way down to create that 4 block wide gap for our archway, just like that. And then once again, just going across all the way down for the rest of the circle. You don't have to go all the way, I just suggest going about to there on each side. And so that one right there will look just like this, going all the way around, of course going as far down as you wish, and then just go ahead and do the same thing on this one right here, just going down as much as you want it to, just to create those final archways going across, just like so, going down as much as you wish. And then since right here there is this extra 1 block gap, you can go ahead and just fill that in. It might not be the same on your case, but on my one there is another 1 block gap right here where there is no archway, and so you can just go ahead and fill that gap in as well. And that will go on just like this. And then finally, all we need to do is just arch off these archways, and so very simply, just go ahead and grab some sandstone stairs and just place them in to create a very nice and simple archway, just like that. And just go ahead and do that under every single archway, just like so, and then in the next one right here, just like this, just like so. And there you have it, that is the viaduct just like that. And of course, it does look a little bit weird since we do not have any landscaping, but don't worry, once you do have landscaping, all of this will be covered up and it'll be a nice V going all the way down. And so I suggest, if you are doing the same as me, bringing these archways down a little further, just so you can have a nice V-shaped valley going all the way down, just like so. And so to something like this, which will allow for a V-shaped valley to go all the way down and then all the way back up. But of course, we'll cover the landscape in a separate episode. And there we have it. That is the viaduct now done. And so next episode, we will of course add on the balcony, the stone bridge, and the astronomy tower courtyard. And then that is the main exterior 100% done, which is absolutely awesome. And yes, I do know we have not covered this little gap right here. You can just go ahead and fill that gap up, carrying on the same design all the way across. And so that's all from me for today. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And of course, make sure to join my Discord server for an awesome Harry Potter community, and you can show off your Hogwarts progress in there. And of course, if you are really enjoying the series and you would like to support the channel, you can support me on Patreon for a small monthly fee and get some exclusive perks in return. A link is in the description. And so, that's all from me. I'll see you guys in the next episode, and I'll see you guys all then.